Hi guys, I hope you're all doing well, enjoying the nice weather we're having outside and getting some schoolwork done too. I'm back with another tutorial, this time about how to move pictures and how to use something called padding, which is the space around a picture. Um, but first I wanted to talk a little bit about typing.com and also these assignments. So typing.com, you should be doing at least 15 minutes a week. Now that can be the games, that can be the lessons, either or. If you don't remember your username or password, send me an email and I'll try and find it for you. As far as these lessons go, these are actually optional lessons, so you don't have to do these if you don't want to, but they are really cool and they will help your website. And I think you'll use it later on too, this knowledge. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get started with going to the file manager, and we're going to click on that, and I'm going to find my website, which is in my desktop. There it is, my website. Double click that, and if you followed the last tutorial, we created a second page and we linked it to our index page. If you haven't done that yet, you can go back to the first lesson in the YouTube channel, the specials YouTube channel, and do that lesson, but you don't have to do that lesson to do this lesson. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open index. I'm just going to double click it, and there we go. Now I have my website up. Now if yours comes up across the whole screen, push it over. You can just click on the edge and drag it over until it's half the screen. So I'm going to come back to my file manager and I'm going to right click on index. And I'm going to go to open with, and then I'm going to go to notepad so we can see our code. And put your code on the left side like this. So I'm going to close the close the file manager. And now we just have our website and our code. So let's say we want to put two pictures right next to each other on the line here, right next to this picture. So let's find that picture in the code first. So we've got welcome to Mr. B's site, welcome to Mr. B's site, coded from scratch, and then we have our image right here, image /me.jpg, and the width is 50%. So the easiest way to do this is we know that this image is working already. So instead of trying to write the code all over again, I'm just going to copy it. I'm just going to select it all. There we go. And then I'm going to go Control C, or you can also go to File or Edit and copy. And then I'm going to click at the end of the first photo, and I'm going to either use Control V or Edit, Paste. And so now we have two pieces of image code that are exactly the same. So I should get two images that look just like this. So let's try it. First we've got to save our code, and then we'll come over here and we will click refresh. There we go. Now I have two images. Both of them are set to 50%, so they take up the whole screen. That's great. So that's what we want for first. So now let's go to Google Chrome, and we're already on Google Chrome. I guess I can just open a new tab here. So I'm going to do that. And I want a picture of a computer. You can have a picture of whatever you want. Computer pick, and I want Apple computer pick. Okay. So I'm going to go to images, and I'm just going to take this image right here. So I'm going to click on it once, come over here, and I'm going to right click on it, and I'm going to choose Save Image As right there. And so now we have to find our website folder again. So I'm already there. I have desktop, website, images. But if you just start with your desktop, we can find my website right there. Double click it. And then we got to put it into the images folder. So we've got to double click that. And now we can name it. I'm just going to name it computer. And I'm going to click save. Okay. So now that image is saved in our our my folder, my website folder, and then images. So we can go back to our regular page here. So over here, all we need to change is this bit of code right here. So the only thing we need to change is the name of the file, because it's in the same place. It's in the images folder already. So I'm just going to click right here, and I'm going to backspace me out, and I'm going to type in computer, because that's what we named our new file. And I'm just going to go File, Save. So now when I come up here and click refresh, let's see what happens. There we go. So all I had to do is change that tiny little bit of code, and we've got our new image in. But our image is enormous. It's too huge. So we're going to come back to our code. Here's the width for our computer image that we just put in. And I'm going to make this maybe 30%. And I'm going to hit enter. Well, no, I'm just going to save it. Let's change it to 30, and then I'm going to save it. File, save. Now let's go over here and see what that looks like. Refresh. There, that's a lot better. So now we've got two images that are about the same size on the same line. Now, what about if we wanted to have this computer below this image? That's really easy too. We've got to find it in the code first. So here is our first image, me, JPEG, and this is where it ends, right here. And here's our new image. So right after that first image, we've got to put in a little bit of code right in between there. So we're going to put a starting, a greater than symbol, and then we're going to put BR, and then a less than symbol. Now that means break. That's exactly like if you hit enter on a Word document and go to the next line down. That's what that does, that BR. So we're going to go save, come over here, and we'll do refresh. And there we go. Now we have our computer below that image. But now there's another problem. This image is really close to this image, and it doesn't look right. So I want to put in a little bit of code so that this comes down a little more. Now we can't put in another break line, so what we should do is add some padding to this. And padding is basically just space around the image, how much space is allowed around the image. So we're going to come back to our code, and we're going to look right here. This is it, images, computer, right there, and width 30%. So I'm going to go to the very end of that, right before the less than symbol, put my mouse right there, and I'm going to add a little style to this image. So it's just style equals quotation mark, and then we're going to do padding, and then a colon, and I think I want 25, whoops, somehow that changed. Okay, I'm going to go back to where I was, padding right here, and I'm going to put in 25 px, that means pixels, semicolon, and then another one of those. So style equals quotation marks, padding, colon, 25 px, semicolon, quotation mark. So we just added a little tiny bit of style to this image. So I'm going to leave that on the screen for a second so you guys can see it and maybe copy it. And while you're doing that, I'm going to save. Okay, if you need more time, just pause the video and you can write this code exactly. So I'm going to come back over here, and I'm going to hit refresh. There we go. So now we have padding. Around all four sides, there has to be 25 pixels around each side. But let's say we don't want this bottom line to be 25 pixels down. We want that right at the bottom of this image. Well, that's really easy to do too. We'll come back over here to our padding, where it says padding, and we'll put in a dash, and then we'll put in top, T-O-P, and we're going to save it. So now we've got padding top 25 pixels. So let's see what happens. All right, perfect. So now we've got 25 pixels of padding on the top and no padding on the bottom or the sides. Now you can change this to right, left, top, or bottom, and it'll change how close your words or other pictures are to that image. So that's what I would like you guys to work on this week. Mess around with padding, see what you can do. I would love to see some websites. You could take a screenshot, or if you're having trouble, you could send me the whole folder. They're not very big, so I'll put my email address in the description of this video, and I hope you guys all stay well. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.